Hello everyone, welcome back. And Barcelona loses 4-2 to Girona, and fully deserved, to be honest. I mean, Barcelona were in full control of that game, 2-1 up, and then Roberto, yeah, he makes a terrible mistake, and it changes the tide of the game. But Barcelona, it's unacceptable to be 2-1 up, controlling the game, creating a large amount of chances, but just not being able to finish them, and then going down by 3 goals within 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. It's just the mentality that Barcelona have and the energy levels they bring to the games. It's not been good enough this season, and deservedly, Girona are in second place now, and I do think they've been the second best team in La Liga. So that's fair. I mean, you can't expect to be above someone in the table when you've conceded 8 goals against them in 2 games, home and away, 4 goals each. And in the first leg against Girona too, in I think it was October, November, Barcelona, they had so many chances to score and finish off the game, but they lacked quality in the attacking third. And that was the same exact thing for 60 minutes in this game. And then just, yeah, terrible from Roberto. I mean, no excuses there. The risk versus reward in that type of pass, it's just not worth it. And it didn't come off, and Barcelona are now 2-2. But that's okay. You're 2-2, you're tied. Just don't give up another goal. 2 minutes later, you concede. And then 8 minutes after that, I mean, that Porto goal, that's one of the best goals I've seen this season, so hats off to him for that. And again, Girona, they deserved the win because they came back, they soaked in a lot of pressure. Barcelona just didn't capitalize, and it's completely on Barcelona. You have to take some responsibility in Barcelona. Of course, we know this entire season, they haven't been consistent enough to compete in La Liga, and deservedly, they are now in third place in the league, and it looks likely that they will miss out on the Supercopa unless Girona drop points and Barcelona basically win out. And it's just a frustrating situation. I understand that Xavi, he did make some mistakes, and it was, for me, interesting for him to start with 4 midfielders because you felt like Barcelona were going to get a lot of chances in this game. And, Fermi Lopez, I don't mind him starting, but Sergio Roberto starting was a surprise to me. I thought it was going to be Rafinha on the left. Maybe he picked up a knock in training. I don't really know, but I thought he was going to be playing with 3 attackers in a game that you thought you were going to have a lot of the ball. Yeah, and maybe another attacker like Joao Felix on the left going up against Eric Garcia. That would have been pretty good for Barcelona, I think, and he looks good in those couple touches that he had in the last 8 minutes of the game. I mean, look, Joao Felix has been inconsistent, but to give him 8 minutes at the end of the game is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't think he's been that bad. And then Vitor Roque's wife, she posted something on Twitter and said, some emojis basically saying that she's surprised why Vitor Roque is not getting any minutes, and I'm surprised as well. Barcelona, they've not been good enough attacking-wise, and Vitor Roque, I think given the chances that he's gotten, I think he's looked really promising. I mean, yeah, some people complain about his first touch. They say maybe he's just, the level of play, it's not up to Barcelona's standards right now, but, to get him to that level, he's going to take time with the team, and he's going to need, minutes, so I'm really confused how Barcelona have handled that situation, and yeah, it's just frustrating to be 2-1 up, and you're just missing that quality in the attacking third. You're controlling the game, you're creating a lot of chances, you just don't have that finishing touch, and then Girona, they come back, and they soak all that pressure in the first 55, 60 minutes, and then within 10 minutes, they're 4-2 up. I don't know. I was honestly in disbelief. A lot of the times I'm just talking out loud. I'm like, what are you doing? What is this? That's a terrible decision. I was stunned. For the last 30 minutes, I don't think I said anything because it was just ridiculous to see that happen. And yeah, just another terrible performance, a terrible display from Barcelona. And like I said, also I just want to say congrats to Real Madrid because deservedly they won La Liga. They have been the best team in Spain, not even close, by a large margin. They're one of the best teams in the world. Barcelona are not. The levels that Barcelona are at right now are conceding 8 goals against Girona. No offense to Girona, they've been one of the better teams in Spain. They've been the second best team in Spain, but 8 goals home and away against Girona, and you expect to win titles? Not going to happen. And the decision to take Christensen off when it was 2-2, I was really confused about that because I think that goal that he scored was incredible. Lamine Yamal, who of course was great today. I feel so bad for the young players like Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez that are having such good seasons, but the rest of the players around them are just letting them down. And the rest of the team, the energy levels, it's just not there. And I think the youngsters that are trying their hardest every week, they deserve so much more, and they're just not getting it from the players that have been at Barcelona for a long time or the players with a lot of experience. It's just not been good enough. And yeah, I was really confused why Christensen came off because you don't want to lose that stability, and then minutes later they concede 2 more goals. That was really interesting decision from Xavi, and the subs just, I don't know, it just didn't make an impact. I think Girona's subs, they made an impact. Porsu came on, scored a great goal, and then that fourth goal that he scored, incredible. I mean, I thought for a second, I was like, what are you doing, Ter Stegen? Because he looked like he was just standing there, but he gave up because that was just bottom corner. again, one of the best goals I've seen this season. So incredible from Porto. Hats off to them. And like I said, Girona, they fully deserved that win, and they got it. And the substitutions, I guess I'll just walk through them. The Christensen one didn't make much sense. I thought it was surely going to be Roberto getting taken off, but then Roberto stays on for around 10 more minutes. Pedri comes on, just doesn't have enough time to impact the game. Then Joao Felix and Ferran Torres, they both get a couple touches. I just don't know what the thought process was there with the substitutions. Just think the timing could have been a lot better, and yeah, very interesting in-game management. And Girona, again, like I said, if you're trying to be second place in Spain, right? Obviously you want to be first, but you're not at that level this season. If you want to bare minimum place second, you can't concede 8 goals against the team you're competing with in 2 games. Just, it's not going to happen. And like I said in my TikTok, Barcelona last season with a similar defense, they conceded 20 goals from 38 games. It's one of the best defensive displays that Barcelona have ever had. So yeah, I don't want that to be the standard, but 20 goals in 38 games, and then going into this season, they've had 2 games against Girona, 8 goals. 8 goals in 2 games. I don't understand it. And again, I don't want to discredit Girona because they've been a great team, but they did look disorganized. They looked all over the place. They looked like they had gaps in the team. And Barcelona, they were able to find those gaps, but they just weren't able to finish. And, they would make the wrong decision. They would take an extra touch. It would get away from their foot, and they just didn't have the angle to shoot it. Gundogan had some chances. Fermin Lopez had some chances. Yamal had a couple opportunities, but he was so good this game, you can't really blame him. Lewandowski had a couple of chances. Cancelo's decision-making was bad. It just was rough to watch, to be honest. And yeah, it's one of those things that Barcelona, they have themselves to blame again. And we know that Barcelona this season have not been consistent enough. And, no offense, deservedly, Barcelona are going trophyless because they have looked like a trophyless team this year. And it could be reactionary because I'm just so confused how that game went wrong. Yeah, it's just really frustrating because you're 2-1 up, controlling the game. You have so many opportunities to score and put the game to rest, but didn't happen. And Barcelona, again, they have themselves to blame for conceding 3 goals within 10 minutes. That can't happen. And that's just a momentum shift that Barcelona, if they want to get back to the top level, they can't allow that to happen. You have to, keep your focus, keep the momentum in your hands. And once you go 2-2, they conceded a goal. That's okay. You're 2-2, you're tied, and you're doing better than Girona this entire game, and you just let it slip. You just say, oh, it's over now. And yeah, just let them concede 2. Why not? And just terrible again from Barcelona. And like I said, deservedly, they're in 3rd place in La Liga. They look likely to miss out on the Supercopa, and that's going to be additional money that Barcelona, given their current financial situation, they really could have used. But I don't think they've deserved to play in the Supercopa this year. And defeats like these, hopefully the only good positive that you can think is maybe this forces Laporta and Xavi to make some big changes in the summer, and I hope that's the case because there are some players on Barcelona currently that should not be playing there next year, and there are also some players that Barcelona, they need to sign. They need to sign a left winger. I mean, obviously there needs to be more quality in the attacking third because games like that, when you have that many chances, you can't score 2 goals and expect to cement the win. You have to score more than that, given all the opportunities and the breaks that Barcelona had. Just didn't happen. And yeah, again, like I said, they have themselves to blame. And I have no clue what's happened with Araujo and Cubarsí because those first couple times they played together, they looked like such a good pairing. They matched each other very well. They played towards each other's strengths. And now both Araujo and Cubarsí, they just look lost. They don't look like they're making the right decisions. Cubarsí had a couple bad giveaways, and Araujo, he just looked all over the place again. And just been a rough couple weeks for Barcelona's defense specifically. But just overall, Barcelona, they've just had some really bad decision-making, and they've just not been good enough on the field. And, I know Xavi, he's going to get some stick for this, but, he puts those players out on the field, and those players were the ones that conceded 4 goals. And especially when they were 2-1 up, and, Xavi's coaching, it got them in the positions to score. They just didn't have enough quality to finish those chances. But again, Xavi, he has to take some blame for that game because you can't lose 4-2 to Girona, especially a direct rival that you're competing to get into second place with. That just can't happen. And again, it's the same exact thing that happened in the first leg against Girona, where they had so many chances, they looked like they were the better team. Girona had a lot of gaps in the field, and Barcelona just weren't able to capitalize on those chances that they created. They didn't have enough quality in their attackers, and like I said, Girona, they deserved the win today. And Barcelona, they have to take full responsibility for this loss because, yeah, it's great to control the game for 60 minutes. And Barcelona, they looked good. They looked like the better team. They created more chances. But that means nothing if you're going to concede 3 goals within 10 minutes. You can undo all of that work if you're just going to lay down, especially after just, Girona scores the equalizer. They level the game 2-2. And then you just lay down and say, whatever. You're fine. You can score a couple goals more. Just cement the win for yourself. Let's make it easy for them. Again, that Portugal was great, but Girona, they could have easily scored a 5th, and yeah, terrible from Barcelona again, and I think we all know they've underachieved so much this season, and they've underperformed consistently, and they just haven't been good enough for the rest of this season. There are 38 games in La Liga season. They haven't been good enough to be near the top, and that's why they're deservedly in 3rd place now. But like I said, the positives from this game is maybe it pushes Laporta and Xavi to make the signings they need to make in the summer. I hope there's big change coming, and yeah, I think these performances and these results, it makes you mad about all the stuff that's going on in the office because Laporta, it seems like he's just been hiring his friends, and Deco, Laporta, obviously Xavi just hasn't had the best season, and I don't mind him staying. I think it's probably the best option for Barcelona right now, and that seemed like that was the only plan that Laporta had, so I just think he's handled the situation really poorly. You got to start asking questions about Laporta, not just for this performance, but with how this season has been. And obviously, they're just reports, they're just rumors. We don't know everything that's going on within the club, but the reports and the rumors that are coming out about the signings that Barcelona are going to try and make in the summer, they haven't been positive. And yeah, overall, if you want to win big trophies, if you want to be one of the best teams in the world, you can't concede 8 goals within 2 games against Girona, who you could have easily went on to beat. You have to be able to finish off your chances, and that involves the attacking third. I don't think the midfield and the defense were good today. I think they were especially all over the place within the last 30 minutes of the game. But they played good enough for the first 60 minutes that, if Xavi maybe would have played with one more attacker, that definitely could have helped Barcelona. I don't know. I just don't understand where the game went wrong, to be honest. I was just so confused. I didn't even know what to say when Barcelona going from 2-1 up. And just out of nowhere, they concede. And then they went on to lose 4-2. 2-1 up, a lot of great chances. I think it was like 14 shots to 4. Obviously, that doesn't tell the full story, but Barcelona, they had the better chances. They had the opportunities to go 3-1 up out of nowhere. And I didn't even begin to talk about the goal in the 4th minute. I mean, Barcelona, they score a great goal. Lamine Yamal, who, like I said, he was incredible today. With a great chip pass to Christensen. Christensen with an incredible finish for a center back. That was incredible. And then within 60 seconds, you concede. That's just a lapse in concentration. It's just your head isn't in it there. And Barcelona, if they want to get back to the level that we want them to be at next year, of course we know there have to be changes made in the summer. And I hope not with just this result, but also the results in the past couple weeks. Yeah, it's been a difficult month for Barcelona in terms of, sporting-wise, and also there's just been some problems with Araujo and Gundogan, stuff going on in the locker room, and then also Vitor Roque possibly getting loaned out. It seems like there are a lot of stuff going wrong with Barcelona right now, and I hope for Laporta and the rest of the club, they're able to fix it in the summer because, a lot of changes, they do need to be made. Yeah, a deserved loss for Barcelona. Again, you can dominate the game for 60 minutes, but if you're not able to finish off your chances to make it 3-1, and then you concede 3 goals within 10 minutes, you deserve to lose. And like I said, Girona, I think they have been the second best team in La Liga this season. Real Madrid has definitely been the first, and that's how the standings look, and I think it's fair because you can't lose both matches against Madrid, both matches against Girona, and 8 goals conceded against Girona and expect a different result. It's in Barcelona's hands. They just haven't been good enough